Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bexar County Court of Law number 6 and the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Today is Wednesday, December 1st, 2021, and we have our motion to revoke probation docket scheduled at 10 a.m. It is now 10:15. On my docket for the day are cause number 653-068, State of Texas versus Juan Abrego, represented by Mr. Fernando Ramos, and cause 658-980, State of Texas versus Chase Barry, represented by Mr. Arnulfo Ortiz. My understanding is Mr. Ortiz is pinned down in a felony court at this time. Is that accurate, Pat?
Yes, sir. That's what I was told.
Okay. And Mr. Ramos, are you ready to go forward at this time?
We're ready, Judge.
All right. Representing the state is Ms. Megan Galloway, Mr. Eddie Villarreal. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I will swear at this time. Ms. Gross, please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. And this is cause 653-068, State of Texas versus Juan D. Abrego. Mr. Abrego and Mr. Ramos, I have two documents for you to identify your signatures on. The first is entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference. In fact, Mr. Abrego, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Ramos, as attorney for Mr. Abrego, is this your signature on this document, sir?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I have is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, "It's an adjudication of guilt following a deferred adjudication and the defendant has a limited right of appeal." Is this your signature on this document also, Mr. Abrego?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Ramos, as attorney for Mr. Abrego, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
This is a motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. And my understanding is this is going to be an uncontested motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Is that correct, Mr. Ramos?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Abrego, and cause 653-068 on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. How do you plead, sir?
Two.
Thank you. Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties of the status of Mr. Abrego's probation, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Abrego has been doing well on reporting, although he did miss the month of April of this year. We last saw him on November the 2nd, 2021. This is his first violation report, first MTR. He's paid $286 towards his fees. He has a balance of $41. He has completed all 36 hours of his community service, and we have no proof of registration or completion of the stress class. He has had 1 positive for marijuana and 7 negative drug tests. His prior criminal arrest history includes a theft, $2,500 to $30,000, and he is currently on felony probation for that offense. His officer is recommending that he be placed on weekly drug testing and that he complete his stress class within 30 days. And for the record, his case does expire January 27th, 2022.
Okay, Mr. Ramos, what are you requesting?
Judge, we would ask that you follow the recommendation of the probation office. My client's highly motivated to complete the probation in your court, and he would do everything possible to complete all of the conditions that he has left, which are very few. We'd ask the court to add those conditions or withdraw the motion to revoke and let him continue on probation.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Ramos. Did this
Yes,
positive for marijuana affect his felony probation? Was there an MTR held over there on that, or is that still pending?
I did not represent him over there, but I have seen the criminal history. I believe in March there was a hearing and he was continued on the deferred probation, Your Honor.
I'm just wondering what punishment, if any, was assessed Mr. Abrego for this same incident and or any rehabilitation program, stuff like that.
I'm not aware of any such punishment, Judge.
Do I have your permission to talk to your client about that?
You do.
Hey, Mr. Abrego,
Sure.
you got 1 positive for marijuana. You got about 7 negatives. So you did good after that. In the felony probation side, did they file an MTR on you based on this positive for marijuana?
Yes, sir. When I came out negative, they sent a warrant out to my arrest. So when I went to bonds to pay it, they put me on monitor.
They put you on a monitor?
Yes,
Judge,
sir.
Yeah, go ahead,
if,
Susan.
if I may,
Yeah.
there has never been any action taken on the felony case with regards to this positive drug test. Back in March of 2021, there were some modifications that were made to his conditions of probation, in which they added that he would submit to monthly drug testing and that he would go to AA or NA meetings once per week. But since the positive for marijuana, there has been no action taken on the felony side.
And what was the
Barry.
original fine amount on this case, Susan, if you know?
It was $400 and you probated all of it.
May I respond, Your Honor?
And community service hours were 36, correct?
36 and a stress class.
And state your recommendation, please.
Your Honor, the state agrees with probation's recommendation.
And Susan, is Mr. Abrego on weekly UAs currently?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Abrego, if I test you today on a UA, you're gonna be clean?
Yes, sir. I actually went yesterday for
You
my
did?
November. I have the receipts in the right here with me.
Okay.
I've been going every week for my officer Jasmine Lanier, and then I went yesterday for my for my probation officer for Officer Olmos.
And Judge Jasmine will be his pretrial officer for the bond. But as far as probation goes, he is only submitting on a monthly basis at this time.
Okay, and Mr. Abrego, did they give you any kind of drug, alcohol, outpatient course to go to on the felony side or not?
I think it's the AA 12 club or something like that.
Okay, AA is
Something
all
like
they
that.
talked about. Okay,
Yes, sir. And
Um,
I am
Judge,
taking
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Abrego.
the angry management classes also.
Okay, are you already
Yeah.
signed up for the APSE, which is our anger management class?
Yes, sir. I only need 2 more classes to confirm.
All right, great. Susan, go ahead.
I'm showing on the felony side, he had an outpatient program. And then he had an evaluation through TAP, which was completed in February of this year. And then he had community service. And then, as I advised before, most recently, he was added the AANA class.
All right, Mr. Abrego, it's real unusual for somebody to be testing negative and all of a sudden, boom, go positive for marijuana and then go negative again. I'm guessing that you just were in a situation where you smoked it like one time and then decided that was a bad idea. Is that more or less accurate?
I was around my friends that were doing it, so I think that's what happened. So I stopped
Yeah.
hanging around people. I stopped hanging around my friends when they were doing that.
All right, I don't suggest you do that much anymore. What do you think?
Sir, I understand.
Are you working, going to school? What are you doing when you're not smoking marijuana and you're hanging out with your rad friends?
Right now, since I'm on full house service, I haven't been able to work, but there is work waiting for me.
What kind of work are you gonna do?
Metal roofing.
All right. Don't fall off the roof. And I'm guessing, do I have pretrial bond conditions on him? Then that's why he's on GPS. Does that sound right, Susan or Pat? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Abrego, on class 653-068, the court accepts your plea of true with an explanation on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision in clause number 653-068. I grant the state's motion to revoke your deferred adjudication probation. I adjudicate you guilty of the offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon, to wit, a handgun. I sentence you to 1 year in the Bear County Jail, probated for 1 year. Set the $400 fine plus court cost, 36 hours community service, APSE course, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, which is our outpatient drug course, weekly UAs. Show me 4 clean weekly UAs in a row, and I'll put you back on monthly UAs. Fernando, I will not know he's done that. If he does do that, he's got to tell you, you got to tell me, and I'll confirm it through probation.
That's true.
EOEP course, this case is going to run concurrent with 2020 CR 11056, which I think is the right number. That's what I got. And we already took care of the weapon. We don't have any other problems. I'm going to give you a sanction of 30 days in the Bear County Jail to get your attention. Will that be necessary? Do I have your attention, sir, or do you need to go to jail for
Yes,
30
sir.
days to get it?
Yes, sir. I understand.
I'm going to hold that in abeyance, Fernando, so he's not really going to jail, but it's hanging over his head.
Thank you,
That's
Judge.
what I got. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Abrego? He gets credit for anything he's done or any money he's paid. I understand this extends his probation with us, Fernando. Depending on how well he does between now and what, January is his original completion date, Susan? Is that true?
Yes.
All right. Fernando, feel free to get back to me. We can early term him with I'm going to say with the permission of the state, but if he's doing really well and he knocks out all these courses, I'll probably hit him hard enough. What do you think?
I think so, Judge. Also, would the court consider removing the GPS so that he can go
Correct.
to
We're
work?
going to recall all pretrial bond conditions, which include GPS. And anyway, he should be on weekly UAs now from pretrial bond conditions. I don't know if he
I
is.
believe he is, Your Honor.
I'll go on Thursday.
All right, there you go. I mean, obviously it's confusing. You probably got the felony court telling you one thing and our court telling you another. So
Yes, sir.
show me 4 clean UAs, and you've been on a roll. You've been doing well, and I'll put you back on monthly instead of the weekly one. But I won't know you've done that. Let your attorney know. He'll let me know. I'll
Yes, sir.
confirm it with Ms. Gross, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You gonna hang out with your buddies anymore while they're smoking dope, Mr. Abrego?
No, sir.
Good answer, sir. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Abrego?
No, Your Honor.
We're at the close,
All
John.
right. Thank you, Fernando.
Mr.
Good luck,
Ramos,
Abrego.
Mr. Abrego, since this has been now, he's been placed on regular probation, I will be sending you a probation application and a new data sheet. Y'all need to fill it out as quickly as possible so that the clerks can send it to probation. And Ms.
Understood.
Gross has stuff to tell you now.
Yep. Okay. And since you're starting your probation all over again, you have to go through a new orientation. So the paperwork that Ms. Benavides is going to send you, you need to fill that out and get it back to her this afternoon at the latest. Then it will go over to probation and then they'll reach out to you. If you've not heard from them by next Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, you need to call this phone number, grab a pencil. 210-335-7446. Okay. And if you have not heard from them via telephone, text, email, anything, call them and say, hey, I need an orientation date. I was placed back on regular probation and I need to sign my paperwork. Okay. It's on you, because if you don't get the paperwork signed, then we're going to be right back here on another motion to revoke, and you won't have your freedom much longer. Okay.
Sure.
Any questions? Okay, you will be staying with your same officer, Ms. Olmos. I will let her know what transpired this morning. You can call her and touch base with her and make sure that your next report is all set up and all of that. Do you have any questions?
No, I actually have a meeting with her at 2 today.
Okay, all right, you can just let her know what happened, and that you're gonna be starting all over from day one.
Okay.
Okay, all right, good
Mr.
luck to you, Mr.
And Mr.
Abrego.
Abrego, just for your information, the quicker you knock out all these programs and stuff, the quicker you're eligible for early termination, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I think
Anything
so.
further from the state of the defense on Mr. Abrego?
Just from Ms. Gross, would you share information for the weekly drug test with the probation officer?
His
for the
officer
felony?
will set him up on that.
Okay, thank you.
That's why I said he needs to touch base and let her know, and then she'll get all that taken care of.
Understood.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Abrego. Thank you, Mr. Ramos.
Thank you.
Judge. Pat, can I get in a room with my client?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Y'all should be able to go into room 2.
My mouse just flipped out and I can't
Okay.
I can't get it to go. I can't get it to go. Let me just call him on the phone and talk with him.
Okay, I will let him, I'll get him out
All right.
and back
Thank
into
you.
the main room and we can tell him.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
I can't even get out of there.
Mr. Abrego, your attorney's gonna call you so you can leave. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, next case I have is called 658-980 State of Texas versus Chase R. Berry, represented by Mr. Arnulfo Ortiz. Is Mr. Ortiz present?
Your Honor, Melissa Ortiz, Mr. Ortiz is in a live hearing in the 186, and he is not
Okay, so
done.
basically we just need to wait for him, and when he's finished there, he'll come to us.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's go on